with Ngoni.
It's a beautiful morning to you. I am Ngoni Mutasa with latest in sport. Coming up, AC Milan through to the Europa League round of 16 despite losing to Rennes. Details shortly, but first in your local sport. We start with football with a week to the start of the 2024 Capitalk Premier Soccer League season. PSO chairman Farai Jere says they are going to go ahead with their schedule even if FIFA fail to resolve the Eastern Region promotional dispute between Bikita Minerals and Tenex by next weekend. The hearing that will determine the outcome has still not been held, and Jere says the PSO can't afford to lose time.
We are engaging with FIFA. FIFA, they promised us by the time we start our league next weekend, that issue will be resolved. But one thing which I want to assure our fans, in case there's any other delays which are unforeseen, because remember what you're talking about is a third-party issue, which we don't have control over really, as the Premier Soccer League. What we are going to do is, we are going to continue with our league, and that will be an outstanding fixture. We are not going to stop because, when we get into these sponsorships, we have got timelines. A sponsorship has got timelines, and our sponsors, they've also have got expectations. The reason why we had called for an early kickoff is because our clubs are going to participate in the continental showcase, and also the national team is now back. So we didn't want now to have disruption in the fixture, or whereby we start playing games when other players are out of the country and we disadvantage them. So that's something which we are trying to work on. But we are not going to stop kickoff of the league matches because of that.
So with PSO News, champions Ngezi Platinum Stars have announced that they have formed a women's football team in line with the CAF requirements to play in the Champions League. CAF requires all teams playing in continental club competitions to have a women's team. The team, known as Ngezi Platinum Queens, will play in the Northern Region Women's League. To cricket, visiting English county cricket side Durham are in control of the first three-day match against Zimbabwe A at Harare Sports Club as part of the English side's pre-season tour. The visitors will resume on 187 for 6 after they dismissed Zim A for just 195. Jonathan Campbell top scored with 72 runs for the hosts. Ainsley Ndlovu led the resistance with the ball, taking an impressive 4 for 43 so far. In international sport, in results of UEFA Europa League playoffs played last night, AC Milan progressed to the last 16 despite losing 3-2 to Rennes. Milan joined the last 16 by Serie A rivals Roma, who overcame Feyenoord on penalties after the match ended 1-0. Elsewhere, goals from Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang, Ismail Sarr and Godfrey Kondogbia secured Marseille's a 3-1 home win against Shakhtar Donetsk, moving the League One side through to the last 16 with a 5-3 aggregate victory. In APL, fixtures on tomorrow at 5 p.m. Crystal Palace are in action against Burnley. Brighton take on Everton. Manchester United play host to Fulham. Aston Villa in action against Nottingham Forest. And then at 7:30 p.m. Manchester City are away to Bournemouth. The headline game is at 10 p.m. as Arsenal play Newcastle at the Emirates. And finally, former Barcelona and Brazil forward Dani Alves has been found guilty of raping a woman in a Barcelona nightclub by a Spanish court and has been sentenced to 4.5 years in prison. The 40-year-old had denied sexually assaulting the woman in the early hours of 31 December 2022. And that's your sport for this hour. Back again in the next hour with another sports update.
Capitalk Sports Update with Ngoni.